We now move on towards the main portion of our meeting, the speaker portion. Loneliness is an epidemic in the United States and around the world. It takes a huge toll on the emotional, physical, and economic well-being of entire countries. Our next speaker has some ideas about how you can reduce loneliness in your life. His speech, entitled, "Why Am I Never Lonely?" Please welcome author and Toastmaster, John Mazzanovich.
So yes, we're experiencing an epidemic of loneliness in the U.S. and around the world. A few weeks ago, Johanna, who I don't think is here today, she gave a speech on her experience with loneliness and started by asking the room if anybody had ever been lonely. And I like to do that again. If anybody here has ever been lonely or felt lonely, please raise your hand. Seems like pretty much everybody except me. I did not raise my hand. I didn't raise my hand a few weeks ago, and I'm not raising my hand today, and it got me thinking, what's so different about me? Is there something wrong with me? What are the reasons that I don't feel loneliness? Well, first of all, let's talk about the terminology and what loneliness really is. Is loneliness being alone? I don't think so. You can be alone and not feel loneliness. You can be in a crowded room and feel incredibly lonely. So this definition comes from Dr. Tiffany Bell Washington, who's a PhD and Master of Public Health. She says, loneliness is the perception of the difference between the relationship you have and the relationship you wish you had with others. So I'm going to say that again because I think it's pretty important. Loneliness is the perception of the difference between the relationship you have and the relationship you wish you had with others. So it's a perception, not an actual experience. It's your experience, how you see the world and how you see yourself. So what is it about myself that makes me not feel loneliness? Well, with a little help of some cyber help from ChatGPT, I came up with an acronym. CALM F. And you may think of it as CALM AF. Maybe that will help drive home the point a little more. C stands for curb social media. I think that goes pretty much without saying. And kids these days are some of the loneliest. And that is one of the reasons why. A, assured in self, which means you don't need validation from others. L, let go of negative assumptions. We all get these negative thoughts and negative assumptions. You got to learn to understand their distorted thoughts and just let them go. Make time to be alone. That may seem counterintuitive if you feel lonely, but this is where you get to create a relationship with yourself, which, as Mark had mentioned, one of the most important things towards changing the world is changing yourself, and you think you have to be alone to do that most of the time. And then lastly, a friend to yourself, which I think is extremely important. So I'll dive in a little bit deeper here. Curb social media. What do most people do online when they're not spouting off on their political ideologies? What are they doing? They're posting pictures of their perfect lives, right? And what do we tend to feel like? Oh man, they got it all. And I'm not in any of those pictures. So stay off, limit your social media, it's very important. Assured in self, no validation. Now, self-assurance takes some time, it takes some self-knowledge, some self-awareness, but when you have that, then you are not relying on others to make you feel good about yourself. You're not seeking validation. There's a lot of pressure to put on a relationship, to have somebody else's influencing, like your well-being is in their hands, and that's a lot of pressure for anybody in a relationship. And if this was the case, assured in self, if I wasn't assured in self, I'm not sure how much I'd like this club. Yeah, it's a joke, Because, well, for instance, a few weeks ago, I gave a speech here, and Jeff absolutely tore me to shreds. Well, not completely to shreds. 47. Thank you very much. I don't have much room to move without purpose today, do I? It's kind of contained. So, but I took it to heart, I didn't take it personally, because Jeff's opinion, while it's important to me, it does not define me. And so, assured in self. Let go of negative assumptions. This happens every day, all the time. You see somebody, they don't return your greeting, or they don't return it in the way you think is enough, which kind of falls into this validation part, by the way. And you think, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? Do they not like me? Maybe they're just a mean person. Well, these are all negative assumptions, and you got to know that they're distorted thoughts and train yourself to kind of let them pass through. Make time to be alone. Now, I was fortunate when I was a kid. I say fortunate, I lived out in the country. There was very little TV, 3 channels, my little sister. So I had to spend a lot of time on my own learning to entertain myself and be alone with my thoughts, but I still do it. And I find these days I'll be in my car, I'm going to turn the radio off sometimes, and I just be alone. Have some quiet, reflect, kind of take inventory of myself. When I'm going for a walk, leave the earbuds and the phone at home, and just have some awareness and some intention. Lastly, be a friend to yourself. And I think this is the most important one. And if you're going to start anywhere, it's with being a friend to yourself. Why is this important? Because I think your relationship with yourself dictates all your relationships around you. And it does so in a number of ways. Because you could be very uncomfortable with yourself, and then when you're uncomfortable in your own skin, you kind of make others feel anxious. You could be looking to others for validation, and when you don't get it, maybe you start to resent them, and that undermines everything, all your actions. You also start to develop self-limiting beliefs. People don't like me, or I don't deserve friendships, or I don't know how to make friends. And these are beliefs, and you can change your beliefs. It takes a little time and consistency, but you can change your beliefs. So be a good friend to yourself. So a friendship is many things. It's love, compassion, understanding, trust, benefit of the doubt, which I think is what that is. But most of all, I think it's mutual acceptance. Because without that, I don't think you really have a friendship. When you accept each other, then you are together, you're a part of each other. And that's the same with yourself. And that's why I think self-acceptance is so important. And by the way, when you add up all these things, it kind of equals that. People talk about self-love, self-acceptance. I think it's kind of the same thing. So I wish you all well. Thank you for listening. So thank you.